Hello, everybody. This is Joseph Pasek, and welcome to the Fired Up Network. Welcome to the NXT Stand and Deliver preview, and welcome to WrestleMania Day Night Part 1. All right, before I begin, there's several rumors going around, especially in our Fired Up Network group. I don't know how to say this. This has been my baby for a long, long time. Fired Up Network. It's going to strive, but for the next little while, say it. I've been offered a position in sports entertainment. I'll have more details on this show. Also, just coming out right now, it's not wrestling news, but just coming out right now is the Rogers Center renovations have been delayed. Till April 28th. It looks like the Blue Jays are making some executive decisions about where to play for the next 2 weeks. Uh, you know, that's it. So it looks like it's been delayed. Now, before we get to NXT Stand to Deliver preview here, I'm going to tell you some things I have heard so far. It looks like the Usos versus Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn will main event tonight, night 1 of WrestleMania for the undisputed tag team titles. Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley still could be last minute change, but Charlotte Flair is not happy. The Rock is in Los Angeles. Snoop Dogg is going to be part of WrestleMania. LA Knight will be doing one big segment tomorrow in night 2. Looks like Logan Paul will be getting Shawn Michaels' entrance like in a zip line. Here is the match order from what I hear for night 1 tonight. Cena versus Austin Theory for the U.S. title. The men's showcase match, Seth Rollins, Logan Paul. The six-way tag women, Ray versus Dom, Flair versus Rhea, and the undisputed tag team titles. Omos Rock, I hear, will open up night 2. Then Sheamus, Drew McIntyre, and Gunther for the Intercontinental title. Asuka versus Bianca Belair for the Raw Ladies title. A special ceremony of fame 2023 class. Brood Edge versus Demon Balor, and Roman versus Cody. I have heard Gangrel and Christian may be involved in that match. All right, may be involved in that match. But here we go. NXT stand occurs 1 p.m. in an hour. Here is Giancarlo Lino with a small preview, and then we'll be back with another great guest. Hello, everybody. This is Joseph Hasek, and welcome to the Fired Up Network. Welcome to Saturday morning Stand and Deliver preview. By the way, Giancarlo, the event starts at 1 p.m. Eastern, but that's 10 a.m. Pacific. Imagine going to wrestling 10 a.m., then till about 1 p.m., then having a bite to eat, and then going to WrestleMania. How about that?
Yeah, if you're in California, you're going to have a whole day planned out, so it's going to be a long one, that's for sure.
All right, let's get to the card and your preview here. Chase University up for grabs. I can't believe I said that. Andre Chase, Duke Hudson, and versus Schism. Your pick.
Yeah, I think Schism's going to win here. The Rock's daughter's involved, and I think they're going to take over Chase U. I think Tyler Bate's going to turn, and he's going to be one of the focal points there.
There's his first major stupid take, all right? Fallon Henley and Kiana James take on Fire and Dawn for the NXT Women's Tag Team titles.
Yeah, I think they're just going to continue this reign here and see where it goes. I think they don't have to have a title change right now. I think this will lead to a one-on-one. Like, the team will break up eventually in the future, but I think right now they'll keep the titles on them.
All right. Then we got the tag team men's titles. Gallus, Mark Coffey, Wolfgang, Creed brothers, Brutus Creed, Julius Creed with Ivy Nile, the Angelo Fanny, Tony D, and Channing Stacks for the NXT tag team titles.
Yeah, I think Tony D is going to get some gold here. I think this is going to be a nice showcase for him. And just like he did when he got rid of Ciampa from NXT, he's going to finally get rewarded here with a title. So I have his team getting the win.
By the way, Pretty Deadly are the host. Who's going to be the better host? Pretty Deadly or The Miz?
Oh, easily the Miz.
Easily The Miz. All right. So then we got the NXT Women's title on the line. Roxanne Perez, who was out of this match, but now is in this match. But can she fight in this match? Who knows? Zoe Stark, Gigi Dolan, Tiffany Stratton, Laura Valkyrie, and Indy Hartwell in a ladder match for the NXT Women's title. A ladder ladies match. You know, this is probably going to steal the show. Who you got in this one?
I know they're going to try and book Roxanne Perez to be that sympathetic baby face. It looks like she's going to get the job done, but I think they teased it there when she fell in the ring. I think this is going to be an ongoing storyline where maybe she wasn't ready to compete, but she just wanted to give it her all. I think she'll be among the final two going up the ladder, and I see Tiffany Stratton getting the win.
Tiffany Stratton getting the win, and Trish Stratus is wrestling, so that's the comparison. Now, the next couple matches could be show stealers here. Johnny Gargano versus Grayson Waller in an unsanctioned match.
Johnny Gargano, I don't know what, like, he went to the main roster and now he's back in NXT, so I don't know what to make of that. Like, I don't know if that's a showcase. I don't know if it's a demotion, but Grayson Waller, I think, is going to get the win here. And I don't know what that means for Johnny Gargano because he's already past the NXT. He's already been there, done that. I think he should be some focal point there going into WrestleMania. So for his career, I think it's kind of unfortunate, but at least he's got a meaningful match at WrestleMania weekend.
They wanted Shawn Michaels, but Shawn Michaels does not want to fight, so they put Johnny Gargano in there. Blah blah blah. That's the storyline.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels is gonna go wrestle in an NXT pay per view. That makes sense.
Well, it's in LA and it's at 10 o'clock in the morning. Come on, how many? And by the way, Giancarlo, let me correct you. You know what you said? You said pay-per-view. It's a premier live event. Get it right. I told you. Like, it's the same thing like in the soccer show when you say nothing when it's nil. All right? It's a premier live event. So welcome back to the pay-per-view. NXT Stand and Deliver, which is not a pay-per-view, which is a premier live event. 2 matches left. This is going to steal the show. Mark my words. The North American title. Wesley comes in as takes on JD McDonough. Ilya Dragunov, Axum, and also Dragon Lee. Your call.
I think Dragon Lee's going to win. They had a lot of hype around him ever since he signed, so I think they're going to go right away and give him the big push and give him a title right out the gate here. So I think he wins a match.
All right, and then in the main event of the evening, Braun Breaker versus a guy who never misses, Carmelo Hayes for the NXT heavyweight title. Carlo?
I think both of them should be on the main roster. The way they've developed so quickly, I think it just shows that they're ready for that. So I would hope that whoever loses this match ends up on Raw or SmackDown the next week. And I think it'll be Braun Breaker. So I got Carmelo Hayes winning the title.
Finally, after how many years have we done this? 7 years. Has he got some common sense? Finally, he says the right thing. And finally, Braun Breaker is going to lose. And whether he be on lockdown, if you were the WWE, where would you put him? Considering maybe Brock Lesnar is gone.
No, I would hope that they put him on a show where he'll get some time at least, not like Johnny Gargano where he's just thrown in on Raw and you never see him. So hopefully he's showcased, whether it's Raw or SmackDown. I think he'll be fine.
All right, that's NXT Stand and Deliver Saturday, 1 p.m., 10 a.m. in LA time from the Crypto.com Arena, formerly the Staples Center in Los Angeles. Giancarlo, tell everybody how they could get a hold of you.
Yeah, follow me on Twitter, John_411, Instagram, Giancarlo_Lino, and check out my articles on firedupnetwork.ca.
And Giancarlo always, he sits down and delivers. So it's not stand and deliver. He's always sitting down but he delivers. Thanks a lot, Giancarlo.
Thanks.
Well, that's Giancarlo with our NXT Stand and Deliver preview here. And we're going to throw to a guy who's coming back to the Fired Up Network, Rory Mitchell. Mitchell Report Unleashed here. Rory comes in for once a year and all that. So let's see what Rory has to say about NXT Stand and Deliver. Hello, everybody. This is Joseph Hasek, and welcome to the Fired Up Network. Welcome to the special WrestleMania special. That's this time NXT Stand and Deliver. I had to bring him back one time a year, plus he paid me. This guy claims to always stand and deliver. This is WrestleMania Stand and Deliver Unleashed. Yes, Rory Mitchell from the Mitchell Report Unleashed. Big fan. Him and Drew Ebanks go way, way back. Big ups, sir. Big ups. Big ups. How are you, Mr. Mitchell?
You know one thing about you, right, is that there's two things I want to address. One,
You
the
just said one thing
fabulous.
about me, but now there's two things. Okay.
So two things I want to address about you, sir. The goatee's looking nice on you. For all the years I've known you, I've not seen you with
Listen, I got
like
the Drew
no facial
McIntyre
hair.
body now and everything. You know,
All
I'm
right,
very close
okay.
to proposing. Rory, you are a man who have proposed not once in your life. So, do you have any advice? See, I was going to go somewhere with it, but I'm being nice so far. Not once in your life, I think. All right. Do you have any advice so far?
Advice for what? Dating life?
No, proposing. And by the way, fans worldwide know the president of the provinces of Canada, the mayor of North America, soon to be the mayor-elect of Toronto. They said, they looked at, well, what number was it? I think it was 52, 53, Mitchell Report Unleash. I was on it. But due to popular demand, I asked Mr. Mitchell to take it off because I, at that time, do not do freebies. But now I'm the mayor, so
Why
they
don't you
have
tell the
asked.
truth? Why don't you tell the truth why it got taken down? Why don't you tell the truth?
I actually don't know why.
I can tell you the truth right now, but
Well,
it's not.
then
We're
we
doing
don't
a
have
wrestling
time for
show.
that. We don't have time for that. So
Yeah.
millions and millions of people want to know when I'm going to be unleashed on the Ritual Report again, and I'm saying it's between 430 and 500. What number are you at?
Ask Eric, and he'll be able to tell you. Get your people to talk to my
Eric
people, and we're
owes me a
good.
bottle of red wine. Cohen, you owe me a bottle of red wine. Now, because it's so late, you owe me two bottles of red. Never mind. Now we're at NXT Stand and Deliver this Saturday in a late time, 10 Toronto time, Eastern time, 1 p.m. from the Crypto.com Arena, formerly the Staples Center in Los Angeles. Rory, we're going to get through the matches. Here we go. Chase University and Tyler Bate versus Schism. Your pick.
Man, listen, is these even worthy matches? Because I feel like this is like kind of boring, to be
Yes,
honest. I
they're
don't know.
noteworthy
Schism?
matches.
What's a schism? What's a schism? That's what I
I'll
want
tell
to
you
know.
what Joe Schism. My good friend named Joe Gacy. I like his first name at least, right? And the other guys from Schism and all that. It doesn't matter. Just pick me. You're gonna pick Chase University because you're a man of scholarship. You're a man who claims to know it all. When it comes to 649, I call you up every Wednesday. You tell me the wrong numbers. $52 million this week. Come on. Who's your pick?
I'm gonna go with the university. Just because of the colors, everybody needs to get themselves some varsity love into the repertoire. A
All
Leatherman
right.
jacket, a sweatshirt, something like that.
Chase Oh, and by the way, the winner of this match, if Chase University lose, Schism is now the owner of the university. You still going with Chase University?
No, Chase University is probably most likely gonna win. You gotta like the Letterman. You gotta like the Letterman
So
stuff. Come
number
on now.
one, number one. By the way, I speak to the wise man. The wise man told me you're going to be 0 for 1. Gallus versus the Creed brothers versus the D'Angelo family for the NXT Tag Team Championships. Roy Mitchell.
Triple threat tag match. a lot of men in the ring.
By the
You
way,
know
this
what?
goatee looks good. My skin is soft, everything like that. Like people, of London, hey, what is there to do in London? You still live in London, Mitchell?
Listen.
Listen. What are you? Come on, the acclaim.
What does a wolf do on top of the hill? Woo!
Not
Wolfgang
like
in the
your good
house.
friend, not like your good friend Drew Ebanks who does caca. He flies that way like the Philadelphia Eagles.
You
Caca.
notice how you keep saying his name and I'm not addressing it. So, anyways, we
Who's
howl
that?
at the moon.
Who are you not addressing? Okay, come on. Enough. Give me your pick
I
already.
said it already. I said it's the Wolves. What are you talking about, bro?
The
Come
Wolves.
on
The
now.
Wolves. All right. Wesley, Dragon Lee, James D. McDonough, Ilya Dragunov, Axiom for the North.
Dragon Lee, all the way. Dragon Lee. There's no debate here. I'm gonna say something to you right now. This actually is match of the night, believe it or not.
Yes, it could be the show stealer of the weekend. I agree, but it's not going to be Dragon Lee. You're going to be 0-2. All
I'm
right?
not gonna be 0-2. It's gonna be Dragon Lee winning that match. What are you talking about?
You're
You
wrong.
say you think Dragunov is winning that?
Oh. Wesley will retain.
Wesley is not retaining. Dragon Lee will win that title.
Wesley will retain, and when I win, you're gonna shave your head bald. Take off your hat. Let me see if it's bald yet. All right. So let's get to the next match: Fallon Henley and Kiana James versus Fire and Isla Dawn for the NXT Women's Tag Team title.
I don't know. It's tough pick 'em. It's like a pick 'em right now. They say that the WWE is probably trying to go betting lines and all this other good stuff. I don't know. I'm gonna say this right now. Let's go Fire and Dawn just because it sounds nice. It sounds great. It sounds welcoming. What's up?
What about the Dawn and Fire? A Dawn? Never mind. Now another ladies match. And this is a ladder ladies match. Zoe Starks, very good. Gigi Dolan, Tiffany Stratton, Lila Vakira, and Indy Hartwell in a ladder match for the NXT Women's title. Before you begin with your prediction, they're going to add another lady into this. This is a spoiler, all right? I have on the phone, Rory, I don't know if you know this, right? I'm very close. I'm the double wise man. He's just a wise man. Paul Heyman, my good Jewish friend, and my other good Jewish friend, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, who had a rebar mitzvah, and he asked me to ask you if you're going to have a recircumcision. We'll talk about that later. So he has told me that Roxanne Perez, who fainted and all that storyline, she's going to be added into this match. Go ahead.
It's time. She's got a lot of promo on NXT. You've been seeing her off and on. I'm just gonna be honest. Tiffany Stratton's got this. I'm gonna go with the wild card pick here. Tiffany Stratton winning this match. Believe me.
God. This guy has. I expect Giancarlo to give me the reverse predictions, man. This guy's going to be 0 for 5 so far. Man, I'm telling you, maybe you got one right. Maybe you got the Wolves right. But you're going to be 0 for 5. All right?
All right. Mm-hmm.
And when I'm right, you're shaving that head. I'm telling you, take off
all
the
right.
helmet.
Just like how you're going to have to shave that face, right?
No, that face is like...
No. I think Tiffany Stratton is going to win that, to be honest with you.
All right, so then we go Johnny Gargano versus Grayson Waller in an unsanctioned match. Unsanctioned match, meaning you could do anything to your opponent, meaning somebody could be returning or somebody could be debuting at NXT Stand and Deliver this Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. Rory doesn't wake up till midnight. So go ahead.
So this can go either way. So I'm just going to play by what happened the last that we saw these two.
Hold on, Rory, I got to tell you something. This is wrestling. There's a good and a bad guy, right? Every match could go either way. I got news.
Yeah, I know. Either match can go either way, but I look at the beatdown that Grayson Waller did in front of the home. So if you would have told me this maybe a week ago, who I think is winning, I'd have picked Grayson just out the gate because he's got the charismatic enigma ability. He can do what he needs to do. I'm going to be honest, Johnny Gargano, there's a reason why they brought him into this match, right? And I feel like this technically should have been maybe his WrestleMania moment on the main card, but he has to go back to NXT to get his WrestleMania moment on
Finally,
NXT.
you're saying something correct. Finally, the Mitchell has been unleashed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all you're gonna say. Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm going to say. No, I truly believe Johnny Gargano. This match probably goes a good 25, 30, maybe 35-minute mark. It's going to be high impact, and I think there's going to be a lot. I don't think there's going to be anybody that's going to debut like you're mentioning, but we'll have to wait and see.
I said a return or a debut. Could Johnny do it himself, or does he do it himself? Get it? DIY.
Tommaso Ciampa's not going to interfere in this. I don't see what the angle and the correlation that would be.
Grayson Waller took out Tommaso Ciampa, and that's where Tommaso Ciampa has been injured. Before he went into the main roster, Grayson Waller took him out. All I'm saying, and nobody has mentioned it yet. When they don't mention it, oh my God, do you remember in 1967 when the Maple Leafs won the Stanley Cup and Rory
I
was
don't think so.
15
I
years
don't
old?
think so. I don't think so. I don't think so.
And well, it doesn't matter what you think because you've been 0 for 5 so far. All right,
We'll see.
So the main event of Stand and Deliver for the NXT title, Carmelo Hayes, he shoots, he doesn't miss, against Braun Breaker. Go ahead.
Interesting matchup, and I think this is going to factor to possibly what happens on Saturday or Sunday at WrestleMania and possibly having a debut main card. It's what's the better story. I personally believe, again, if you asked me this question 2 weeks ago, I'd have a different opinion. I like Carmelo. I do. I know it's his time. I just, from my personal observation, want to see him get rid of the guy that stands behind him. I can't remember what his name is. What's his name again? They got to get rid of him. I think Carmelo's got to stand by himself. With that said, Braun has not really done a whole lot. I think his title run has been very lackluster for the last little bit. He's boring. A lot of people say the same thing about Roman Reigns and all this stuff and whatever. I'm going to say Carmelo wins, but I don't think it's going to be a clean matchup. I think there's going to be some muck 'em up ability where it's going to be maybe some outside interference or distraction. Carmelo probably goes heel now, and Braun goes up to the main roster.
Finally, at the end of the card, he gets one right. That is what's going to happen at the main event of NXT Stand and Deliver from the crypto. By the way, do you have some crypto? Because I hear people who have crypto
there's a lot of crypto scams going on, Joe. Don't do that.
Wait a minute. What does your cap say? Rey Mysterio? What is this?
It says obey.
So in honor, you obey. Obviously, where's my acknowledgement? Are you going to lead us into WrestleMania? You're going to be back here previewing WrestleMania. Are you going to acknowledge the president of the podcast?
Are you going to acknowledge me?
Yeah, I'm going to acknowledge you. But first, I'm older, so you have to acknowledge me.
All right.
I'm waiting. Wait a minute.
Will you look at that? It's time to end Stand and Deliver, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks for the acknowledgement. This is Rory Mitchell from the Mitchell Report Unleashed. What episode is this?
By the time this airs, what, 427?
No, we got 25 minutes for that. All right. Thanks a lot, Rory.
Joey.
That's Rory Mitchell with his NXT Stand and Deliver. All right. So that will conclude our preview here. Now, Stand and Deliver recap will be on the Fired Up Network audio side, 212 platforms, including Alexa, also Apple, Google Play, Spotify, SoundCloud, everything like that. Later on today, maybe around 4:30 p.m., we have a WrestleMania preview over 2 hours and 20 minutes of it, featuring Rory Mitchell, featuring Giancarlo Lino, featuring Eric Cohen, featuring former Toronto Raptor Tracy Murray, featuring former WWE wrestler Aaron Stevens, and more surprises. Around 4:30 p.m., our WrestleMania 39 preview. By the way, I'm not signing on with the WWE. That was an April Fool's joke. Rogers Center is not being delayed. That's an April Fool's joke. But what's not an April Fool's joke, Enzo Amore was fired by MLW last night. All right, Stand and Deliver occurs in a half an hour, 1 p.m. It's going to stand and deliver. Enjoy it. Enjoy WrestleMania and be back here about 4:30 for our WrestleMania extravaganza preview. And don't forget, all our shows can also be heard on the Fired Up Network app and 212 audio platforms. I'd like to take this special opportunity and say happy birthday to Ken Onrod. Also, happy birthday, I hear voices in my head, to Randy Orton. Will he show up tonight? Who knows? But here it is. I'll tell you the card for night one, the match order from what I hear, the match order for night one tonight is as follows. Just pulling it up. Cena versus Theory, U.S. title, the first match of WrestleMania. Men's showcase match. Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul. Looking for Logan Paul to have a Shawn Michael entrance and a zip line or something like that. Then the six-way tag women match. Ray versus Dom. Flair versus Rhea. And in the main event, that's what I heard for the tag team titles, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, KO Mania, Zayna Mania up against the Usos. That can flip-flop, could be last minute. They could change to Charlotte versus Rhea. Okay, that's the card, night one for WrestleMania. Enjoy it. Stay tuned for more great programming here on the Fired Up Network.